Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Boris of Macias Insurance. Big Pen, they're still with us.
Barely.
Our sponsors.
Barely. Yeah, Matt Van Boris is not happy, though, because I keep making insurance claims. It's because I keep wrecking things. I'm so sorry.
He explained it to me once.
Oh, yeah?
Eventually, the insurance company goes, look, he's not even going to be able to pay us all that back. So they just cancel you.
Right.
So I know that's fake news.
They have not canceled me, I can say that. Okay. Actually, they've been nothing but stellar, and he's a great guy. Call him up to get some insurance and make him bring his guitar and play you a song when he comes over to tell you. Also, Halpin Music, did you say that one? I missed it.
Yeah.
You said that one. All right,
I said that.
That's both of our sponsors. Thank them, and big thanks the Crocodile Kings.
Yep.
They're
our sponsors tonight.
I like to say it's fresh meat. We got some fresh meat in the studio.
Fresh crocodile
That make you
meat.
Uncomfortable? You're a crocodile. You should love fresh meat.
Our meat's never fresh.
Yeah, I can smell. I can smell you across the table. Whew. There's a reason I didn't grab you and do a death roll with you. All right, so we're talking to the Crocodile Kings. Going to introduce them one by one. Right next to me is Mr. Jeremy, lead singer and sometimes harmonica player. What's happening, Mr. Jeremy?
I am fine. How are you?
Doing better every minute that I've known you.
That's great.
Things are going well between us. I feel a connection.
I feel
chemistry.
like I've known you all my life, yeah.
That's awesome.
No.
Soon we'll start finishing each other's
burgers.
Yes, exactly what I was thinking. That's what I was. You are awesome for that. That was so cool. That was unbelievably cool, Jeremy. All right, so that is Jeremy, singer, harmonica player, and burger finisher of the band. Next we got Zach.
Yay, that's me.
Zach. I wrote it. We'll call you Zach. Zach, you tinkle the ivories, right?
So they say. I've been called much worse than that.
That's a euphemism. You also play keyboards.
I do. Yes, when I find the time. Yeah, one or the other. Not both at the same time.
Right. When you're not tinkling the ivories, you're getting paid
tinkle,
well.
not tinkle. You don't want to tinkle on that.
Tinkle?
Got to be very sure about the distinction there.
Mr. Zach, how long have you been hanging out with this crew?
I was doing the math here, and it's interesting. This is, I think, about the fourth time that I've been in the same room with these gentlemen around me. I'm the newest member of the band. Very happy to be on board. And now you're about 10 to 15% of the time I've been with the band now. This being here in this room with you. So
I feel pretty honored.
This is your first performance.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
The reason I asked how long you had been hanging out is you still had that new member smell to you.
Yes, I do. I'm excited about that too.
That's what that is.
Unlike Ben, who has the wrong meat.
It's a patina.
Not fresh meat smell.
Rolling in the swamp, baby. It's a patina, and I think he does a lot to maintain it, actually. So kind of appreciate it for what it is.
It smells like rotten sausage and Gouda cheese. No, that's all right. Next, we got an old friend to the show, Mr. Ray Ayers. How you doing?
Doing good.
We've had you on with Hookie Monster. Hookie.
That's right.
But you playing
Hookie. I was on here with the Beer Cats at one point too.
Beer Cats. Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
No longer around. No longer with us.
What happened to the Beer Cats? Too? All 9 lives gone?
Exactly. COVID really. It just once that hit, we were kind of done. So
more cats with truffles.
All right, yeah. So there you go. And then right next to you is another new face to our show, Mr. Ben. Welcome to the show, Ben. You are the bass player.
Indeed.
Holding down the low end.
Indeed.
Rumbling every orifice of everybody in the room. Yeah, you can't hide from the low end. How long you been thumping on a bass guitar?
35 years.
Really?
Yeah.
35 years. Now, did you get started like in school with music, or how'd you first come into the music scene?
I played in a punk band right out of high school in the 80s, and just kind of worked my way as I got better out of punk into grunge, and then out of grunge into kind of prog rock, and then into this beautiful mess that we've created here with these guys, which is a kind of a rock jazz, it is a blast. It's a cool music.
You just gave the most common answer that we hear in this room to how you got into music. Most people have started in punk rock bands, but 3 chords and screaming the truth is the way to get started in music. It's bluegrass, right?
What was the name of the band?
The band my touring band that I toured all over with was called Spank Wagon, and that was back
that's
in
great.
That was back in the early 90s, like 89 through about 94 or 5. We toured all over the place and played with big acts, and it was cool.
Now, where do you originate from?
I'm from Collinsville. Then I moved to Eastern Illinois University, and that's
Charleston?
Right. Yep, that's right.
Man, was that the early '90s you were there?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Let's go.
I used to throw
better.
some parties there.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Stayed in that all-girls dorm there, right on the main street all the time.
Well, Charleston was a real oddity because it was really in the punk rock circuit. So bands coming from Chicago could play in Champaign, they could play in Charleston, they could play in St. Louis. So we had Naked Raygun and all of these great punk bands that came through there, and that's why I went to school there. So that was part of my whole scam on my parents. That
Sure.
I was gonna,
most of us.
I was like, I'll get that degree by the time it's the millennium, and I did. I did.
Yeah,
So
man.
only 14 years it took me.
Hey, that's not bad, really. Yeah.
But the story's great. But it was a great music town, and just some unbelievable memories of that town and it was just packed. It was full of people, and people were digging music, and you could play in Springfield and Mattoon, and you could play in Bloomington. You could play in all of these like Rust Belt college towns where they had bars that they wanted original music. So, but only ever original music. I played in 2 cover bands. So
there you go. That's cool. Spank Wagon.
Yeah.
What a
Good time to
great
be a
name.
punk rocker, too.
yeah. No,
It became popular about that time.
it was the grunge part that was the attraction, because we'd all kind of gotten our reps in to be able to play more complicated music, so we kind of went in that direction away from the punk rock stuff. That band sounded kind of like a little REM kind of jangly thing going on, and then we saw some of these heavy acts that were touring around, and we were like, oh, we can like bring War Pigs kind of sounds. We can do all these different things in this genre that we can over here with this jangly kind of college stuff. So it was all drive from there, man. It was great. It's great fun.
Angst had finally come of age in the music industry.
Yeah.
All the girls tore down their posters, the boys cut off their hair, and everything was different overnight.
Right. Hearing Nirvana on the radio when you were in bands and playing with other bands that played with bands like Nirvana and Mudhoney, all these, all of those West Coast bands, Green Day. We had friends that were playing with those guys, and then they're coming on the radio. We're like, here we go. It's going to be us next. It wasn't. It wasn't us. Wasn't us. The wheel turned without us.
The wheel keeps on turning.
That's right.
All right. How about you, Mr. Jeremy? Lead vocalist and her sometimes harmonica player, all the time burger finisher. How'd you wind up in music? School,
Wind up in
parents?
music?
Yeah. What got you into playing music?
Well, I'll go back. Whenever I was a young man, my grandmother invited me to go to a yard sale. It was in Holiday Shores.
All right.
And
Gate
so
G?
I don't know.
Just
I was a
checking.
very young man. Anyways, one day at a yard sale, there was a table full of junk and a guitar. And the guitar was an Epiphone Stratocaster-looking guitar, beautiful. It was Excalibur to me. I picked it up. I played until my fingers bled. My buddies picked up instruments. We made a band. Then we all got girlfriends, and we dropped the band. And then I made a vow that day that one day, again, I would be in a great rock band. And the Crocodile Kings came through for me.
And as soon as you all get girlfriends, it's just going to disappear.
We're all gonna quit. Oh, don't worry.
That's
We picked from a good lot, so we're all here with girlfriends. So we're good.
That was great. I like the way you're like, we got together and then we all got girlfriends and it was over.
That'll happen.
That'll happen. What we don't need is a bunch of girlfriends. We don't need a manager.
Yeah.
Look at us all three being quiet.
So there you go. Did your grandmother buy you that Excalibur that day, or did you have to steal it?
I don't remember, but I do remember that she attempted to teach me guitar. She was quite the musician.
Really?
She can't play much anymore with her fingers, but she's great all around. Singer, everything else. My mother is too. I have music in the family, runs in my blood.
Yeah,
So-
nice. I've got syphilis in my blood, but it came from music also.
It's okay that I shared a drink with you.
Oh, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, it's fine.
The other thing, though, you might actually want to get tested.
The key guy.
You've got a lot of tough calls to make tonight, buddy.
Yeah. But like I was saying, we have good girls now. So
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I don't have a girlfriend. That's the best kind.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I don't know much about this subject, but I've heard that ex-girlfriends are cheaper than ex-wives. That's all I know about women. That's as much
No,
as I know.
I'm actually married now, so I'm a lovely wife, and she supports me. She's a great singer herself. She's taught me a lot about singing. So
Really?
yeah.
And what is her name?
Her name is Kat.
Kat, and she's a singer.
Well, no, she's not. She was a roller derby girl.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
From the Collinsville area?
She played in, not in the Collinsville area. She played for the girls in Troy, the ones in St. Louis, and the ones in St. Charles.
Okay.
And I was an announcer for roller derby for a little while there.
That is hot.
It was amazing. It really was.
That is some.
There was nothing better.
Watching women just knock the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Instead of just talking crap on each other.
Insurance
like normal.
doesn't cover enough though. Whenever it comes to the damage that occurs.
I had a group of roller derby girls help me out. I think it was in Collinsville. It was at the
VFW.
yeah, the VFW, actually the Turner Hall right down in the same building, and I was sucked into a wrestling match and brought into a wrestling event. I was just arm wrestling a wrestler though, and little bitty me.
Yeah.
And the roller derby girls distracted him for me to help me get the win.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I don't know if your wife was one of them, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't. I think we hooked up later, but it's okay. It's okay. She's not that good of a girl, I'm gonna tell you. Poor Jeremy's like. Poor Jeremy's like.
Don't sit by the host.
Why did you guys invite me? This guy's a jerk.
I have questions.
See if I'll finish the next burger.
You're going to be stuck with half a burger. You'll have to take it up and put it in the fridge till later. It's rough, man. You're being awful rough on me just for saying I had a relationship with your wife. Yeah, you are getting
Calm
real.
down.
They get down a notch, Jeremy. It's okay. I'll make it up to you under the table. All right, Zach.
I'm glad you're sitting there between.
No, you're not.
Got a little more space between. Hey,
You're
how's it going?
playing. I got long arms anyway.
He does.
All right,
I noticed.
Zach, how long you been into the music scene? And what drug you into this? What brought you to this lowly
What drug
point?
you into? We gonna talk about that?
Man, this
What
is a very
drugs-
comprehensive interview, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, listening to everybody else's origin story, I'm trying to come up with something nice. I don't have musical people in my family or anything. We had a piano, and when I was tall enough to reach it, I started finding out that it was fun sounds could happen, and so they said, well, if you're going to do that, you'd better take lessons. And I guess I'm just lucky because I liked it. But you know what's interesting? In an alternate timeline, in another life, I thought I was going to be a church organist, and I did that for about 15 years.
Oh wow!
And,
now that is a whole new. I mean, keyboard is a keyboard on some level, but an organ is a whole new monster.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. You
Yes,
got
it is.
you got drawbars to work with that are real fun.
Yeah, there's more buttons than a piano even. But and you know, I the thing is, I enjoyed that. It's a lot of fun. It's a great instrument to play. But no one was asking to hear any Bach chorales when I would go to parties, and it's just I like to play. I like to play out. I like to have a good time. Like this upcoming festival we're going to be doing here in Alton. It's really exciting. It's
Nice
just
segue.
I just kind of shot that in there. Since this isn't live, you can edit that out.
Did you go to radio school? Because I've been trying to do what you just did, and I can never quite put the pieces together. That was incredible. Tell us about this festival you're going to be playing.
Well, I'm excited about it because I actually don't know all that much about it, other than it's going to be happening here in Alton. So it's a good thing this isn't live, because that sounds terrible.
Oh no, that sounded perfect.
There's going to be food, I think. And
See what you just did is you went from outshining me to like, I don't look so bad now. This guy don't even know what he's playing.
That was
He
a
knows
rare
nothing.
hit.
He knows nothing. All right, that's all right. Zach, you just
I'll just sit back.
Just sit back and finish the burgers. Jeremy ain't trying to finish
Got
it.
the burgers.
Ray, you're going to tell us about this festival.
Well, it's not really a festival as much as night market. So
It's Night Market. Night
Yeah.
Market is an all summer festival.
Right.
It goes on it starts well,
Tonight.
It starts on the night that we're actually
I'm sorry,
filming
yeah.
this. We're pre-recording this interview, and it is starting tonight. However, you guys are playing on what date?
June 30th.
June 30th, which means, I'm going to tell you what it means in just about 2 seconds. That means it's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we're going to play this, it will be June 16th is today's date.
Right.
As,
Right.
as you hear me say this in Radio Land,
Yes.
I'm living in the future. That's weird.
Great Scott.
All right, so there you go. So on June 30th, the night market is pretty happening this year.
Oh, yeah.
They got quite a great lineup and moved it from the little pocket park
I know. I saw that tonight.
to a nice flat area.
We get a stage and everything now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, instead of feeling like you're in an old Roman theater Greek theater where everyone's up looking down on you, you get to be up looking down on them. What a great
Exactly.
feeling of power that
Exactly.
is.
The bad part too was playing on the in Pocket Park was that the
I like playing Pocket Park.
Is that what that's
It was
called?
like Pocket Park, yeah.
Yeah, Pocket
And
Park.
so like you're still at kind of an angle, even at the bottom you're still at kind of an angle. So playing drums there was an interesting challenge.
Well, you're sort of aiming up a little bit.
Right? So you gotta
And all your sound is kind of going right into the hill.
Yep.
But you know, there's something to be said about that Greek style theater because you know the
sound carried pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Sounded pretty good up there.
I'm excited for the night market to be moving though because it looks like a really great setup. Got a
Yeah.
stage, got a nice flat area to just blast that
Absolutely.
sound right across
And
everybody.
you got the food truck, the new food truck place set up there. That's pretty awesome.
Now, Ray, when you played there, that was with Hooky, right?
Correct.
Wasn't that the Small Business Revolution? Wasn't
Yeah.
that filmed that
Yeah,
night
it was
or
the
something?
night.
Yeah,
That's right.
Hooky is on that. It's on Hulu still, so Hooky's
Yeah.
on there.
Wow.
We got famous for about 3 seconds. You can see us.
we got
playing-
our 3 seconds
You
of
can see us-
fame. It
you
should
can
have been
see us
15
jamming.
minutes, but we weren't that good.
You can see us jamming for. Yeah, they didn't cut. They cut the sound. They're like, we don't want to hear this. They look cool.
It's over.
You can see it, but there's a voiceover, and there were bands playing in the town.
There was a band, if that's what you want to call it. It was a band.
In the industry, we call that getting spank wagoned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to
Yeah.
bring it full circle, Jeremy.
In this room industry, yeah.
I don't know that you guys knew the spank wagon.
I did not. I'm learning a lot about everybody
I knew
right
that.
now.
I know the.
I didn't know the church organ.
I know the move called the spank wagon. But it's a dance.
I don't think
We'll call
you
it a
do.
dance move.
I don't think you do.
Don't hurt yourself.
I have to check out the video for that.
Please don't. Please don't. It's just not good.
Look for the video in the comments.
And now for the slow motion reenactment.
I don't know.
Pretty good.
Motion radio.
Pretty good.
All right, so there you go, man. That, you know, Ray, I didn't bother asking you how you got into music. You've been on the show before. People go back and watch the old stuff.
I think I've said that a million times. So.
Yeah, we all know your uncle woodshedded you, and I don't know what that even means. I don't know what that means.
1 million times.
It's not true.
That's where they parked the spank wagon.
What kind of bands were you in the early days?
I was in church. That's what I was doing.
So
I played strictly in church for 20-something years, my first 20 years of life.
And I would say like I gave Zach big props there because in church organ, that always organ is one of those things that like in church it's doing so much much voicing.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand.
I was going to say drums in church were one of those hit and miss ones, like coming up, like when I was a kid, like a lot of churches didn't even have them.
Right.
And then if they did have them, like, is it just a boom, ba, boom, ba? I got a backbeat going, but every now and again you'd find that one church that had a rockin' drummer. Where
Yeah,
you're like,
for sure.
Ooh, it's rock and roll in here. That's the devil's music. What are we doing here?
I started when I was 11 playing in church. It was basically like I think it was the first time they had drums at that church. My uncle had played before me. He left and went to he started his own church in Bethalto, and so I was just like, hey, I'll figure this out, kind of thing. Like I'd shown a proclivity to playing drums anyways. I would set stacks of books and pans and pots and stuff up when I was a little kid and play and stuff like that. So
the old oatmeal containers with a lid on it or whatever. Yeah.
So I was 11 playing drums that I could barely reach the pedals on, and but it was a really good test. It was me. My mom played piano, and pastor's wife played organ.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's just that's it. Trio.
Nice.
So, but it was a oompa stuff a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff until I figured out what I was doing.
And then you became one of those guys that made me go, ooh.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we also started getting a band. So, we would have, we added a bass player there. And then once we moved churches, we got, better musicians and stuff. So it was.
The first building wasn't good enough to bring in any, that stage is no good. You get a better stage and
It
I'll
was
play.
a pretty small church.
Well, yeah.
And now you are all Nashville recording artists.
That's right. 100%.
East to Nashville, yeah.
You know what I was thinking?
East, west, it's all Nashville, guys.
I'm not on that recording.
Oh,
Point
except him.
Point of fact.
Yeah, Zach was not our keyboard or keys guy at that time.
Okay. Because again, you've got that new member smell. Brand new to the
It
band.
doesn't last that long. I'm sure it'll maybe be gone by next month this time.
I understand I'm almost as much of a member as you. Almost.
But Zach's killing it. He's learning our original songs, which we have 12.
And counting. Seems like every time we get together, we get a new idea.
We're writing a lot of stuff all the time.
We
But
are.
That is awesome.
He's killing it, and we're throwing covers together for Night Market because we only have so many originals. But yeah, it's pretty seamless so far. I mean, it's been
a great fit for me. I really.
yeah. It's like a godsend, honestly. So
We still want to be the original band that plays covers, not the cover band that plays originals.
Right.
There you go.
And, the original thing is kind of what all of us united around was to write original music, because it's just so much fun. It really, really is such a creative outlet for all of us, and we're just painting on each other's art when we're playing. We're all just adding, what these guys do makes me do what I do, and it's just a beautiful stack of creativity. It's really fun.
It's a musical conversation.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely
You got to
is.
make room for everyone to talk, and you got to listen to what they're saying.
Right. Well, and
For sure.
one thing too is that this band has a high spirit, and there's a lot of joy in the music that we play. And coming from years of punk and grunge and just kind of ugly, mad music, this music isn't that. It is. It does have those parts. But it's just fun to me. I have a blast playing this stuff. It's funky, it's jazzy. It's just a really, really good time.
So the music can still have that dark edge or
Yeah.
that angst, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a downer.
Right.
It can still be fun, and it can still
Yeah.
make you want to get up and move, and not just hit
Things.
climb a clock tower and pick off strangers.
It's also, wasn't it Muddy Waters that said you can play the blues without living them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty kind of a gospel thing that when I heard that, I was like, oh,
yeah.
you can?
And we're talking.
Okay.
We're talking about Muddy Waters. That's the guy who invented electricity.
He did.
I mean,
Right.
Before that, it was just acoustic blues.
Right. But it's fun. We do it, and the cover part just lets us go play more stuff, and that hopefully we can use that as to get us in some other places and play our originals.
I think we've mentioned it too. It's when you learn a cover, it's a good song. You see how the other people craft music,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah. Oh, totally.
you learn a new appreciation for a song you may have heard 1,000 times on the radio. If you've never played that song before and you learn it, you say, "Oh, that's clever how he did that." Or,
Why is he leaning so heavy on the A when that's the only note not in this scale?
You almost got us on
Wow.
point with that.
That
We play a lot of A.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good key.
That's the first letter in the alphabet.
Good
Place to start.
So you recorded your EP called Nashville Sessions, right? Because it's recorded in Nashville.
Correct. Yep.
We didn't put much thought into that.
At the Toy Box.
Yeah.
That's a place.
Yeah.
That's a
It's-
studio.
It's a strip
It's
club.
the cool, yeah.
It's a legit studio. I mean, he's recorded several pretty large artists there actually. It's a small place though. It feels really intimate, which is kind of I like that part of it.
I did too.
It felt like a jam room, like you just came in there to jam.
It was pretty cool because he do what Bonnaroo or
Yeah, Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo, and he said, "Jeremy, come here. I got to show you something." And he pulled up some of the tracks of Blues Traveler, which I'm a huge Blues Traveler fan as a harmonica player, and I was just enthralled. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Popper, not only a great harmonica player, but he ran the Horde Fest for years. He was the guy behind that. Took all his Roseanne money from playing harmonica on Roseanne, and every band on that set, he treated them like a star. He, you know,
That's
the
awesome.
opening band or the headliner, and first time I saw King Crimson was at one of those, you know. Blew me away. You know, I'm like, thank you, John Popper, for that.
We're all King Crimson fans, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Totally.
amazing. So yeah, John Popper has always been pretty big in my book. I think he's big in everybody's book, but I
He slimmed up.
he got
did.
mean
lost some weight.
Yeah, he was
Good
so
for
much
him.
nicer when he was big.
He's hungry.
Let's talk about them now for a while.
You can feel his bones now. It's something to sink into, boy. poor Popper. There you go.
So, 2-song EP,
Yep.
Yeah.
and the 2 songs are.
The first one is Mr. Mittens number 9, and that was a real mix of everybody putting stuff into the song. Randy, the guy that's not here, which is our main guitarist, he wrote a really awesome lick. I was listening to it for a while, and the guy that used to be in our band, he had a cat that was living in town named Mr. Mittens. And it was always let outside. And I imagine, because this was kind of beginning of the coronavirus thing, and things were getting, we were, you know, mask on and everything else for a while. And I imagined this cat or this family in the suburb sort of moved away and left the cat. And then this cat was an old cat. It's on its 9th life. And so the song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's about an old cat on its 9th life, remembering having nostalgia of its old days, eating tuna pie, and you'll love it. It's great.
Just get dirty in here. Tuna pie.
It was
And when
not
he sings
supposed to
tuna
be.
pie, he says, "Tuna pie." You cannot miss the tuna pie.
Very high. I think very high on that. Yeah.
I'm really glad that you said that because I had no idea what those words
Yeah,
were.
we're all learning here.
We are learning so much.
Learning situation.
I just want some tuna pie.
I had some before.
So's Mr. Mittens.
Yeah.
He misses
I mean, who
it.
doesn't?
I'm going to go to the toy box and see if I can get some. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I'm going to be honest.
We can serve you some tuna pie up on
Can be arranged.
Spotify and on Amazon Music and any place you download music.
On the drive-in, I stopped at a stop sign, and a girl came up to my window and said, "Hey, what do you want? I'll do anything for $30. And instead of saying tuna pie, I was like, "Can you trim buds? Because I got a bunch on you for $30. I pay you to do that." None of this is true. I'm sorry.
Paint my house.
Right now, I'd be more worried about gas money.
For $30, will you be all-time goalie for like an hour straight? I want to have some fun, you know. So, just saying. Remember, there's more to do with prostitutes than just the one. Anyway, I'm sorry. So you got Mr. Mittens number 9, and then the other
So
song is
Walk Away to me is more of a ballad, more of an emotional sort of journey. There isn't much in the way of story in the song, but
It's pretty. We call it the empty vase when we're not.
Whenever
calling
you-
it is a vase. Do it. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
whenever you, most of the lyrics are about karma and walking away from, the humanness that we all have to some extent, how we grind things into the ground until we have nothing left. And so the song is really about that. And you actually, during the end of the song, if you listen to Walk Away, you can tell, because my father had passed away just before that, and you could tell whenever I was in the studio, in the toy box, in that song, you could tell I was bawling at the end of it. You could the power in Randy's solo, everybody's performance. I think we did that song twice.
Yeah.
We ran it all the way through, no tracking or anything else. And the second time, I'm tears. I'm like, we're done, guys. That's it. And they're like, okay, that's it. Let's mix it.
Yeah.
So,
If you have the right emotion, you don't want to try and change that.
yeah.
Right.
Even though I was a little off on singing at the end, I was like, that's the emotion. So
Yeah,
let's
music
keep
is
it.
all emotion, and it doesn't matter sometimes if the note's right. It's the feeling behind the note right. So there you go.
Yeah. So
Two-song EP coming out of East Nashville's Toy Box. Where can people find this 2-song?
Basically any streaming site, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon.
We even have it on
Pandora,
YouTube, I
probably.
think, somewhere.
Yeah, we have. So we have a YouTube channel, Crocodile Kings. It's on there. We also have a couple of. I'll be putting more video up, but we actually videoed the live show we did. Oh man, when was that? 2 months ago.
At Miners Theater?
Yeah, Miners Theater in
Miners Theater.
Collinsville. Man, that place is awesome.
Beautiful place, both audibly and visually. I'm glad
Yeah.
they brought it back to wherever it was before.
So you'll have to ask us. So your guitar player works at Mojo
Mojo's.
Music.
Mojo's, yeah.
You'll,
Supporting all of us.
you'll have to have him ask his boss Tom Poland, but I'm pretty sure we did a gig in Miners Theater in the '80s, and it was in the days of we used this backyard bug fogger for the smoke machine. It was a wireless way to like get in the stage and just shoot it. You'd put we wouldn't use the like bug fog. We'd put stage fog in
There
this
you go.
thing, and you'd light it up with propane. And sometimes if you didn't let it get hot, you'd squirt it out. The juice would just squirt out. And I kind of have this memory of Tom coming out in the '80s in his boots and just hitting the ground, just like he hit the slick spot and just went down. And I think that was Minor Theater, but like it's been long. It's been decades ago. But yeah, good memories there.
awesome.
Collinsville's my hometown, so
I'm sorry.
I mean-
No, I'm kidding. Collinsville.
No, that's-
Who that's in
that's
Collinsville?
That's where all the nice roller derby girls are. So
Oh, yeah.
if you ever get around Collinsville. But some friends of mine back in the '80s recorded an album there. A band called Suede Chain. You may remember them from way back. I don't know how big they were. They all went to Champaign, but they did record a live album there, and that's kind of what we're in the process of working on, is hopefully to be able to get a spot and be able to do a live recording there.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
be awesome.
So is that how you got the gig? You knew the folks down at Miners? And,
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. The folks that are in charge of it, I went to high school with, and then there's a whole circuit of people that were involved, and they were looking for an original act to go in there and to start playing, because we can, we have all of our original material, and that's what we played, and it was fantastic. It was so cool.
Yeah.
If you get on our Facebook and you pull up our band, then you'll see all the videos from all the songs on there. I'm pretty sure they're all on there. It was a pretty cool gig.
It was very
Yeah.
cool.
But,
And
you
then-
hate, but then you have to go around saying, "Yeah, I played in a minor," and that just sounds creepy.
Yeah.
Right?
That just sounds like creepy.
Well, I didn't know that they had put so much work into it, so I was like, I am not going to try to play there until I walk in that place and see what's going on, because I didn't know that they put millions of dollars into that.
It looks fantastic.
It was
Nice.
It is unreal how cool it is.
And
in there.
they're still working on it. That was
Yeah.
part of the show. Was we did like 50-50 on the door, so we took 50%. They took 50% for the restoration project of Miners Theater, because I mean there's still a lot to do with it. But I mean, just awesome people to work with all around, and they're really trying to get music in there. So they're really trying to get original bands to play there. I mean, that's kind of what
Nice.
it was a kind of trial run with
Right.
us to see how this would work, and
And
it went really well.
It's larger than the Wildie.
Oh, it's huge.
I think it's 500 capacity in there, so it's far larger than any of the other theaters that have music on the east side. So they're feeling like they may have a real good thing
Yeah,
there, where
they-
they can, maybe bring some more regional acts in there. They don't want tribute acts in there. They want, regional acts that are touring. So
Nice. Well, that's good to hear that someone's
right.
putting together a nice sized theater, looking for original acts
Right.
and stuff, because so often, it's easy to have a cover band and get a gig.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
all my friends who write original music have to play wineries on Sunday to afford to play original
Yeah.
music on Saturday. But that's the
right.
gig.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and if we feel good to be part of it, we hope to maybe, hopefully this will help spread the word. If, you have original music, get in touch with us. We'll get you in touch with them. They have a Facebook page. You can reach out to Sean or Stephanie, and the group will get back with you to book shows. Great sound system, good people. I mean, and that you're downtown Collinsville, so there's plenty of sauce joints around there. If you need to have a cocktail or do whatever, there's no liquor in that place. So, but
It's a minor.
Not yet.
not, yeah, I
Good
don't.
point.
Right, yeah.
Right, not allowed. Not allowed.
But we're really blessed to be part of that, and feel really good about being able to kind of be the beginning of this. So
Yeah, you
Fun
get in
stuff.
on the ground floor.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Awesome, man. So that you did that show. How long back was it when you did that show?
Dang it, why can't?
I can't think of the date. It was March, right?
So it's March. So have you set up another show there yet? Have you got a new date for that?
We're trying to work around my schedule. That's pretty crazy. So
You're in too many bands.
I know,
You have to
man.
Quit one, man. Hey, by the way, I got a band I want you to join. too.
Ray goes, I'm not going to play much this summer, and then he's like, well, I'm booked until October. Unless you want to play on Tuesday night.
And he did quit a band.
Yeah.
Sort of.
yeah,
Yeah. Or did they just
That band quit
disband?
him is what I heard.
Comes on everything.
it was a little bit of both.
Yeah, that was Colossal Wreck.
Yeah, Colossal Wreck.
But you're still doing Step Brothers, right?
Yep, Step Brothers is. I mean, we only play maybe once every other month or so.
Usually Fast Eddie's, right?
Yeah, and then I'll play Fast Eddie's or the Keys in Carlisle. Play
Okay.
Carlisle, so that's basically our two places. I'll play at Fast Eddie's with Cross the Line, sit in with them every once in a while. A lot actually this month for some reason, and then of course Hooky. So
Yeah.
I mean Hooky's playing. We're playing somewhere every weekend in June and July, pretty much. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy. So there you go. We are talking to the Crocodile Kings. I don't think we've said that in a long time. So Crocodile Kings.
You guys
that's who
ever
we're talking to.
eat crocodile?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Have you?
how is it?
It's chewy.
It's chewy.
Gamey compared to alligator. I don't know.
I had it in sausage.
Did you
so-
have it in denial?
I
I mean,
had-
denial?
I actually had it in chili, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at a chili cook-off, and that was the
That's interesting.
twist.
They said it was crocodile.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time in New Orleans, and there's all these like roadside,
Oh, yeah.
things that just say meat sandwich, and like you can pretty much guarantee it's some sort of roadkill or gator meat. But it's always just a little rubbery feeling.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, I
Fight back a little bit.
I feel like an old man trying to like moisten his mouth. And
We're gonna need another slow motion replay.
Oh, too much.
I saw Joe Walsh last time he came through town. It was with Tom Petty right before Tom
man.
Petty died. It was a great show with the two of them, but on the big screen TV, Joe's just killing it on guitar and vocals, but on the big screen behind it, you can see him like moistening his mouth like an old man, somewhere out on that horizon. And you're just like, is that my grandpa? I mean, he was just killing it. It sounded amazing. But you're like, somebody needs to be up there with a spray bottle and help him out.
You'd be surprised how dry you get whenever you're singing.
Oh, I would be. I got cotton in my mouth right now. So there you go. You guys got the big night market coming up on the 30th.
Yep.
And you're going to be mainly shooting from the hip with originals on there, right?
Yeah. So Night Market, we're mixing.
You're
We're mixing them up.
doing some covers, but you say you got like a
We got
dozen.
we've got at least an hour and 45-ish minutes, hour and a half of originals.
There you go.
So
Plans to go into another recording studio or back to the toy box? I would suggest you go to a studio called Lickety Splits this time. That's another great strip club name, or it could be a studio. Either one. I'm looking at the toy box and it just looks like a strip club. Anyway, plans to go back to the toy box or go to another studio?
Probably not the toy box, just because that was kind of a one-time thing,
Logistical.
and logistics is a little much to do that. But we've talked to Jason McIntyre at Sawhorse, so we'll probably get in there at some point, or do we want to do a live recording too. So it kind of just depends on how that comes together. If that ends up not coming together, then we'll do Sawhorse. But
And Sawhorse is where you just recorded with Hooky.
Yes.
I just last night got to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
recording. Nice.
pretty killer,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
I heard the rough mix that came out of Sawhorse and went, that's a rough mix.
I know.
That's a stellar rough mix.
Yeah, Jason's he's a wizard, man. He
Yeah.
mixes as he
Well,
chords for you.
I mean, with hooky specifically, as a three-piece, it's easy to stay out of everybody's way. Nobody's
Right.
stepping on anybody's frequency, so it's easy to
Yeah.
get that clean
Exactly,
palette
yeah.
that's not muddied up by each other. But he had everything where it was supposed to be. It was
Right.
so good job to,
Yeah.
to Hooky, and who was the producer over there?
Jason McIntyre.
Jason McIntyre. Good
Yeah,
job.
he's awesome. I've worked with him in other bands too, and I mean, just great guy.
We put it through a PA to listen to it, so it wasn't like through a stereo.
Yeah.
We put it through a nice PA system and cranked it, and I think
it sounds really good, man. And it's also like it's a super simple song, but the groove is so fat, and it's a fun song to play too.
a lot of great songs are 2-3 chord
That's
songs.
all you need.
You don't have to make them
Yeah.
complicated to make them good. You have to make them good to make them
Right,
good.
exactly. Yeah.
They could be Rush, or it could be two A and B bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Either one could be great. So anyway, congrats on that. That was a
Thanks,
great
man. Yeah,
recording.
hopefully that. I don't know when we're releasing that with Hooky. I'm not sure. We haven't talked about it yet. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, probably soon.
To me, the release, I love a full release, but the release doesn't even matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's just that you did something,
Yeah.
that you have something
Yeah.
that you go, listen to that. That's how I wanted it to be, instead of,
Yep.
did someone throw a towel over them?
Exactly.
Too many recordings feel like there's a towel over the speaker when you
Right.
listen to them.
Yeah.
In the old days especially. So there you go. Looking to possibly head to Sawhorse.
Yeah.
We will be looking forward to pressuring you into finishing this recording every time we see you.
Well, like I said, we have 12-ish songs right now, and
More than that, yeah.
and to
Yeah,
choose
we-
from. But I would say out of those 12, we have at least 5 or 6 that are really, really good.
We're getting better and better as we stay together. Isn't that right?
That's why we rehearse.
Yeah.
Well, given to our own devices, we will just write new music without the pressure of a show or something coming up. We will just continue to write new music.
Yeah,
we
we're
record it
write
all,
all the time.
try to keep it together, and then go back and then practice it all so we can take it out and play it for people. But again, it's a good environment to be creative in. We all are sort of equal egos, believe it or not. Not saying we don't have them, but we agree on stuff, and that's important. So.
Right on. That's what a band is. My 14-year-old daughter started her first rock band with a few school
nice.
band members this year. And they're having trouble getting it. They're in different instruments than they are in band and this and that. And I kept saying, the thing about it is you got 4 friends in a room together having fun.
Yeah.
That is what it's about right
Yep.
there. The music is a byproduct of that, sort of. But because you could have 4 guys that hate each other in a room together playing some great music, but is it any fun?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's the police.
Yeah.
It's great music, but you hate each other now.
I've been in that band.
They always say the first step to starting a new band is that everybody has to choose a different instrument. Usually. Right? Imagine if we all played keys.
Bongos.
Yeah, that would be.
If there was a keyboard in
not
front of each of you, you're traipsing into Mr. Bungle territory. Yeah. So I would say go for it. For sure.
The results would be interesting if we all were sitting in front of a keyboard.
It would be.
We only have one competent.
They would be interesting in a not good way, though.
Right.
Well,
There would be sounds.
This is going to be a new song on our next album.
So I'm not going to come up with the guy's name, but there is a voiceover guy. He does the voice of Archer, and he does the voice of Bob.
H. John Benjamin.
H. John Benjamin
Yeah.
has put out an album where he plays piano, but he doesn't know how to play piano.
Oh, I gotta
He
listen.
has an amazing jazz band playing, and he's just going, and it's called "I Should Have Learned ... how to play piano."
That's awesome.
So I'm just letting you know that
Thank you.
that you don't know how to play. You don't have to know how to play piano to put out an album.
It's worked for me.
Or
You
bass.
don't have to play drums on that microphone either.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
dude.
I got really loud. I apologize
Level
to
shovels.
everybody.
It's like you're shadow boxing.
Did you do a drum roll across that?
He was like,
Digital clipping sounds good.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It's a sound. Don't bug me about it. I don't know. All right, well, so one final question here, and this is the big one. This is the big to-do. You can choose who answers this. The Crocodile Kings. Where did the name come from?
Me.
All right. Are you a big Steve Irwin fan? What's going on here?
No, actually not. I just was off in a tangent learning about ancient Egypt, and
Nice.
there's a story that the Greek priest came to Egypt and said, here's our origin story, and they asked the Egyptian priests where all of their origin stories come, and they said the Crocodile Kings. So they're saying that is the crocodilians that came prior to the Egyptians.
Gotcha.
So that's where that whole thing came across. And you can look it up. There's all kinds of art and stuff on tomb walls of
Nice.
crocodile-headed humanoid beings
Oh, yeah.
in there.
Space
So,
aliens.
right. So as the Freak Brothers, which are me and
Yeah,
Jeremy.
those two right there.
Yeah, we are the space children of the band. So
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, oh, that's cool.
I could tell you were into aliens because I think I mentioned Gore earlier,
Oh,
and you
man.
kind of looked up.
Yeah.
That might have been the other band in the night. It's been a long night, guys. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I've done tonight, and I'm sorry for any of you I've touched inappropriately.
That's okay.
So there you go. Crocodilian Kings is some ancient reptilian underworld type stuff. There you go.
That's it.
And they helped levitate those big rocks by using the power of sound.
And that's what we're
vibration.
doing is levitating the
Yes,
big rock.
There you go. There you go.
And
It's-
Rockin' Otten is the head. Crocodile.
It is all, man. It's all making sense to me now. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. But until this moment, I was like, these guys are really like not moving my meter. But now,
Who knew?
Let's travel into the Mesopotamian era. I knew we were going to get to it.
you had to go. You had to jump in the Wayback Machine to get there. We're there.
Rock and roll, though.
Yeah. So I said that was the final question, but to you, sir,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ben,
Yes.
as the one who came up with the name, have you ever heard of the Coral Castle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. The
Thank you,
coral,
man.
yeah, the coral.
Coral Castle.
It's much like the Egyptian pyramids. It's just huge chunks of coral that one guy and a little helper made a castle out of,
Oh, nice.
and nobody can figure out how.
The door on that thing, it just swings by a finger.
and
and it's a
huge chunks of coral, massive.
Okay.
tons.
It's on dry land, though, right?
Yeah. But again, it's very Egyptian-like. Where how did you guys get those? How did two people, and one of them I think was a Magi. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but what they had.
Does that mean there's just one?
I absolutely. It might have been a plural. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Do I have hepatitis? Because I have more than one of them. I'm glad you laughed at that. All right, so again, we are talking to the Crocodile Kings. We've got Jeremy, the lead singer. Thanks so much for coming in tonight, Jeremy.
Thank you, dude.
We got Zach on keys, which you're the oddest. You've said the least, but you're still the oddest one here, which just intrigues the heck out of me. We'll talk later over drinks. Ray, my buddy.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
The percussionist. We go way back like car seats. And Mr. Ben, the Crocodilian King here.
I don't know if it's all that.
No, it is all that. I'm going to find out at the night market here in just a couple weeks. So, you're going to be at the night market on the 30th of this month. I said earlier what a date was, but it doesn't matter. We're making it all up. So, the 30th, though, you were definitely going to be at the night market. What time does that kick off?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
We rocking and rolling.
And that is at Jacoby Arts Center right down there on Broadway. So everybody has to get down
Absolutely.
to Jacoby's on the 30th. Dennis, you got anything else for these fine gentlemen?
That's it. We're out of time.
We are out of time, so that means everybody get out and to the night market on the 30th. And tonight, get out, and every night, get out and support local music and art.